Hi, this presentation is on Physiology, a simplified overview. Physiology is science which deals with study of functions of various parts which make up human body. As you've seen in previous video, anatomy is science which deals with the study of structure, and physiology is science which deals with the study of functions of various parts of human body. Various systems in human body, which is a group of structure of organs carrying out together essential and related functions. So various systems are like circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, urinary or excretory system, nervous system, endocrine system, reproductive system, skeletal system, and muscular system. So various systems they are associated with different needs, like for transportation need, circulatory and lymphatic systems are associated, food intake, digestive system is associated, oxygen intake, respiratory system is associated, for elimination, urinary, digestive, and respiratory systems are associated, for communication, nervous and endocrine systems are associated, for protection, skin, mucous membranes, and immune systems are associated, for reproduction, reproductive system is associated. Coming to circulatory system, which is consisting of blood vessels, and heart. Blood is specialized liquid connective tissue. It is an internal transport system. It contains cellular elements up to 45% and liquid plasma up to 55%. Blood plasma is faintly yellow transparent substance which contains water up to 90 to 92%. Also contain plasma proteins from 60 to 80 gram per liter. Its different plasma proteins are like albumin, fibrinogen, globulin, prothrombin, and clotting factors. Plasma also contains mineral salts, nutrient materials, organic waste products, hormones, antibodies, and antitoxins, and gases. Plasma proteins, albumin, which is main function of albumin is maintaining osmotic pressure. Globulin, which is component of immune system, is a part of antibodies. Globulin is also associated with the transportation of some hormones and salts. Next plasma protein is fibrinogen, which is essential for blood clotting or coagulation. Mineral salts, there are three mineral salts: sodium, potassium, and calcium. Sodium is most common mineral salt which maintains the tonicity in the body. Potassium is more common intracellularly, which maintains electric potential of the cell. And calcium is involved in impulse transmission and excitation and contraction coupling. Functions of blood: transportation of respiratory gases and nutrients, transport of hormones and chemicals, drainage of waste products, regulation of temperature, defense mechanism, providing immunity, guards against bleeding or hemorrhage through clotting or coagulation, cellular contents of blood, erythrocytes or red blood cells or RBCs, which is associated with the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide, leukocytes or white blood cells or WBC, which whose main function is protection of body by providing immunity, thrombocytes or platelets, which are associated with the blood clotting or coagulation. This slide shows you the different blood cells. The smallest one is thrombocytes. Then you can see erythrocytes or red blood cells or RBCs. Then you can see five types of WBC or white blood cells like eosinophil, basophil, neutrophil, and then monocytes and lymphocytes. Red blood cells. They are formed in bone marrow. They are circular, biconcave, non-nucleated, and normal RBC count is 4.5 to 6.5 million per cubic millimeter. RBC contains hemoglobin, which help in transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Main function of RBC is transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Leukocytes or WBC or white blood cell, mainly of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes, or which are granular, are of three types, neutrophil, eosinophil, and basophil. Agranulocytes of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Granulocytes, they are formed in bone marrow. Three types of granulocytes are neutrophils, which protect against infection by bacteria. Eosinophil, which take part in allergic reaction. Basophil, which secretes histamine, which is associated with allergy, itching, and inflammation, and assist in phagocytosis. Agranulocytes of two types, monocytes and lymphocytes. Monocytes, they originate in bone marrow and they are concerned with phagocytosis or engulfing of foreign material. And lymphocytes, which develop in bone marrow and then spread to lymphatic tissues for activation. Blood platelets or thrombocytes, they are small non-nucleated cells. They play important role in blood coagulation or clotting. Normal count is 2 to 3.5 lakhs per cubic millimeter. Coagulation of blood. Essential coagulation or clotting is essential to prevent blood loss. There are three main steps involved in blood clotting or coagulation: release of thromboplastin from injured tissue, and second step is conversion of prothrombin to thrombin in presence of thromboplastin and calcium. Third step is conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin in presence of thrombin, and fibrin is clot fiber, which is clot. Immunity. There are two types of immunity: natural immunity and acquired immunity. Natural immunity is again of two types: passive natural immunity and active natural immunity. Passive natural immunity is when the child drinks the milk of mother. That milk contains antibodies, and those antibodies goes to the child through the milk. So the antibody ready made antibodies are going from mother milk to the child. That is passive natural immunity. Active natural immunities happens when there is a clinical disease or subclinical infection. So in response to that infection, the body actively makes the antibodies, and that's why it is called active natural immunity. Like acquired immunity, it is acquired when you inject a vaccine to an individual, then the body of that individual actively makes antibodies against the antigen or bacteria or pathogen which is contained in vaccine. So that will be active acquired immunity. And passive acquired immunity is when you directly administer the antibodies to an individual. That will be acquired passive immunity. Blood vessels. arteries, which convey blood away from the heart, veins, which return blood to the heart, capillaries, which is a link between arteries and veins. Heart is a muscular sac-like organ which pumps blood to lungs through pulmonary circulation and to cells in all parts of body. Heart is composed of three layers of tissues: pericardium, myocardium, and endocardium. Heart has four chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle. You can see the picture showing the blood flow through the heart. So the blood from all over the body through superior and inferior vena cava goes to right atrium. From right atrium, this blood goes to right ventricle. Then from right ventricle, the blood goes to the lungs. And in lungs, the blood releases the carbon dioxide and takes the oxygen. Then oxygenated blood comes back to heart in left atrium, and then left atrium it goes to left ventricle, and from left ventricle through aorta it goes to all parts of body. You can see the flow of blood between heart and lungs. The blood from superior and inferior vena cava goes to the right atrium, then to right ventricle, then to the lungs, and from the lungs it after taking oxygen it comes back to the heart in left atrium, then goes to the left ventricle, and then through aorta it goes to all parts of body. Lymphatic system consisting of lymph vessels, lymph nodes, spleen, and thymus. Functions of lymphatic system: lymph vessels mop up the fluid from interstitial tissue that cannot re-enter the blood vessel through capillaries during exchange. Lymph nodes filter the lymph and they remove the harmful substances. Lymphatic system plays important role in body's immune system. Spleen controls blood cell life cycle. Spleen destroys the old and dying RBCs or red blood cells. The thymus gland is the site of activation of T lymphocytes that originate in red bone marrow. And T lymphocytes they play important role in immunity. Respiratory system is involved in providing oxygen to body and removing carbon dioxide, which is waste product. Respiratory system consists of respiratory passages and respiratory organs. Organ of respiratory system and associated structure, you can see the nasal cavity, the nostril, the tongue, the larynx, the pharynx, the trachea, and then you will see the bronchi, bronchioles, and the lungs, left lung, right lung. Anatomy of air exchanging surfaces of lungs. So you can see the blood from heart goes to the lungs, and in the lungs through these arteries it goes to the arterioles and then goes to the capillaries, and within the alveoli the capillaries the carbon dioxide is released and oxygen is taken up, then oxygenated blood goes to the venule, then to the vein, and then goes to the heart. Functions of respiratory system: to and fro passage of air, conditioning of air, regulation of volume of inhaled air, moistening of air, maintenance of body temperature, and cleansing of air. Functions of lungs: exchange of gases, maintain pH of body to normal pH 7.4, and lungs along with the kidney maintain the pH. Next function of lung is excretion of carbon dioxide and gases. Next function is voice production, which is combined function of air passages and lungs. System, which is collective name to describe alimentary canal and accessory organs, which are glands, which form digestive enzymes, which help in digestion. The digestive system, you can see the esophagus, then lower esophageal sphincter or LES or cardiac sphincter, then you can see stomach, and then pyloric sphincter, then duodenum, then small intestine, then large intestine or colon, then rectum, and then anus. So activities of alimentary canal or ingestion of food, then digestion of food through mechanical breakdown of food, which is called mastication, then chemical breakdown of food by enzyme, which are present in different secretions, like secretions in saliva, gastric juices, intestinal juices, pancreatic juices, and bile. Next activity of alimentary is absorption. So these digested food materials are absorbed and which goes to the circulation and to whole body. Next activity is elimination. So undigested food is eliminated in the form of feces. Parts of alimentary tract: mouth, pharynx, esophagus, then stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anal canal. And accessory organs are salivary glands and three pairs, and pancreas, which secrete pancreatic juice, liver, and biliary tract, which secrete bile. Peristalsis is result. Peristalsis results in forward movement of food due to alternate contraction and relaxation of muscle. You can see the alternate contraction and relaxation, which pushes the food material in forward direction. Functions of digestive system: intake of food, breakdown of food, processing of food, absorption and assimilation, excretion of waste and undigested food material. Liver is largest gland in the body, weighing about 1.4 kg in average adult. Is located in abdominal cavity under diaphragm. Performs various vital functions, many of which are related to metabolism. Functions of liver: carbohydrate metabolism, like glycogenesis, that is formation of glycogen; glycogenolysis, which is breakdown of glycogen; gluconeogenesis, which is formation of new glucose molecule. Next function is lipid metabolism. It is associated with storage of triglycerides and breakdown of fatty acids to acyl coenzyme A, synthesis of lipoprotein, triglyceride, cholesterol, conversion of cholesterol to bile acid. It all happens in liver. Next function is protein metabolism. Deaminates amino acid for ATP production and for conversion to carbohydrate or fats. Liver converts ammonia to urea, which is byproduct of above process. Liver synthesizes plasma proteins. Next function of liver is detoxification of various chemicals and drugs which you take. Next function is production of bile. Liver is storage of vitamin A, B12, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. Next function is activation of vitamin D. Next function of liver is phagocytosis or engulfing of foreign material. Coming to excretory or urinary system, which is consisting of two kidneys, left and right, which secrete urine. Then ureter convey urine from kidneys to urinary bladder, and urinary bladder temporarily store the urine, and urethra through which urine is discharged. See the two kidneys. Above each kidney, you can see adrenal gland. The urine from kidney goes to ureters, and from ureters to urinary bladder, and through urethra, urine is discharged. Function of urinary system: excretion of metabolic waste, regulation of water and electrolyte balance, regulation of acid-base balance, and kidneys also synthesize erythropoietin, which is essential for synthesis of RBCs or formation of RBCs. Nervous system: two types: central nervous system consisting of brain and spinal cord, peripheral nervous system consisting of various nerves, which are of two types: afferent nerves and efferent nerves. Afferent nerve, they convey impulses or messages from various parts of body to spinal cord and brain, and efferent nerve, they convey impulses or messages from brain and spinal cord to various parts of body. Autonomic nervous system, or ANS, which is a division of peripheral nervous system. Other division of peripheral nervous systems are somatic nervous system, which is associated with skeletal muscle contraction, enteric nervous system, which is associated with the gastrointestinal tract. The autonomic nervous system is not under control of will. It controls various vital activities like circulation, respiration in body, and made up of various ganglia and fibers. It forms a chain on either side of vertebral column or spinal cord made up of two types of fibers: sympathetic or energetic fibers, parasympathetic or cholinergic fibers. So energetic fiber, they having opposite effect to cholinergic fiber. Like energetic fiber, they stimulate heart rate, and cholinergic fiber, they decreases the heart rate. Functions of nervous system: function of brain, higher functions, perception, reception and response, control and coordination of body activities. Function of spinal cord: it assists brain in its function. It acts as a relay station of nerve impulses and also associated with the reflex action. You can see the spinal cord, different nerves are originating from different region of the spinal cord, and these now goes to various organs. Endocrine system produces various hormones in the body through different glands like pituitary gland in brain, adrenal gland above kidney, thyroid gland in throat. These hormones produced by these gland, they regulate various functions in the body. You can see the pituitary gland in brain, thyroid gland in throat, parathyroid gland in throat, then adrenal gland above kidney, then islets of Langerhans in pancreas, ovaries in female, and testes in male. They secrete different hormones. All these glands, they secrete different hormone, and with these hormones control various activities in the body. They have different functions. Reproductive system is concerned with the reproduction. The organs of male and female reproductive system are different. Hormones control the reproductive system. Organs of reproductive system also produce various hormones. Like testes secrete testosterone, ovaries secrete estrogen and progesterone. Musculoskeletal system comprising of muscles and bone. Bones form the basic network of body, giving its structure and strength. It also protect the internal organ. Junctions of two or more bones is called joint. Skeletal muscle or voluntary muscle are found between the bone and skin. The fascia at either end form cord-like structure called tendon, and tendon act as a mechanical lever in movement. Tendon connects muscle to the bone, and ligament connects bone to the bones. Bursa is a sac of synovial membrane and contains synovial fluid, which reduces the friction during movement, and it acts as a cushion. Skin provides protective outer layer to the body. Main parts of the skin are epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous tissues. Nails and hair are specialized skin tissues. Functions of skin protection: formation of vitamin D in presence of sunlight, regulation of body temperature, excretion of waste products through sweat. So that's all in this presentation. Thank you very much.